Happy Saturday, everyone. Happy Saturday.
What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday.
So, Dr. T, you was in a pod last week by yourself. Actually, you was in a pod at home last
I
week,
was chilling at the
right?
crib. Look, y'all see she back after gallivanting all over the world,
So,
all at weddings and carrying on.
so listen. So I was right next to you
Yeah,
on the pod because my picture is right there. Like, hello,
What did
I'm
right
here.
there? That's what I told Asati. I said you did a good job of putting my head where
He
my
did.
picture is,
He did.
but
And putting my head right next to you, like I was like,
listen,
hello,
get this.
hello.
And what was funny about it, she had the nerve to get on, y'all. Did y'all see her get on? She got
I
on.
got on before I got in the car.
If
To
she got
go.
on real quick and then go try to act like she was watching. I was like, you just popped in for a quick second.
I did. I had to get in the car and drive my auntie. I was a chauffeur. So last weekend, I had the pleasure of seeing my second cousin get married.
Yeah,
I am so
congratulations, cuz.
I am so proud of him, and we have a new addition to the family. Her name is Devin,
Mm.
and yeah, so super excited. I met her. His it was his fiance, but his wife now. Back in March, at the end of March, right at the end of tax season, when I went to Florida for a get together with the family, and got a chance to meet her, and
Mhm.
I got
Mhm.
the invite then to the wedding. I was uh, felt very special, was
Okay.
because everybody in the family didn't get an invitation. I love when a cousin, I love when a family member feel they ain't got to invite everybody.
Whoa,
You just
that's
invite
a
the ones you
boundary
love.
though. Like you giving
Right.
yourself permission to invite the people in the room who
That's
you want to be in the room
amen.
and
Amen.
not feel obligated
Amen.
to invite people just because
Yeah.
quote unquote they are blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that's a boundary.
Yeah.
And everybody cannot well, everybody can set boundaries, but everyone do not live by them or
Mhm.
even honor boundaries. So
Well, here's
that's
the thing
good.
too. Everybody wasn't gonna come into it because it cost. You had to pay your plane ticket to get there. You
Yeah.
had to have a place to stay.
Mhm.
So it was just in like if it was in Florida, people that lived in Florida. If you lived in Florida and would get married in Florida, you just get in the car and you just travel. But this, you had to plan.
Yeah.
We had to get our plane ticket. We had to make sure we're on the same time. I rented a car.
See, you got to spend
So
a little money.
right, plane,
Car
car,
and
and
hotel.
reservation for hotel
Yeah.
and money to eat. But
Yeah.
here's the thing: really, money to eat didn't really play a factor.
Mhm.
Was because we basically ate at my auntie and uncle had an Airbnb,
Mhm.
and so my cousin stayed there. And my all my cousins stayed there. Most of my other family, everybody stayed at a hotel.
Mhm.
But the space, the difference when we went to Maryland, North Carolina, not Maryland, North Carolina, was about 30 minutes away from everything we needed to get to. As far
Wow.
as where the Airbnb was, and then also where they got married at the venue, it was about 25 minutes.
Mhm.
So it was like here going to Detroit.
Mhm.
So I really, really, and I really enjoyed myself. I got a chance to spend some time with my favorite auntie, my 81-year-old auntie,
Auntie Annette.
Auntie Annette in the
Yeah,
house.
she watches be in the driver's seat
Yeah.
every Saturday. So shout out to you, Auntie Annette. And but you know what? As you were talking, it came to me count up the cost because sometimes you have to realize, you know what? I'm going to invest in this. I'm
Yeah.
investing going. I'm going to spend the funds, and I'm accounting.
Sacrifice.
Yeah, it's a sacrifice, but
Mhm.
the cost alone, even though it cost you something, the outcome. What did you go for? Like I want to celebrate this new union.
Yeah.
So that was worth it all along. And
It-
to be able to be with family,
yeah.
especially knowing the climate that we're living in now and people
Yeah.
are leaving.
Well, I'm realizing that there's some people, that you want to get to know and you want to love on,
Yeah.
and you got to be able to love on your loved ones or anybody. That they don't just have to be blood. They can be someone that's close to you and dear to you.
Yeah.
Have you reached out to someone that you love? Have you shared information with them that you want them to know? Have you told them that you love them?
Yeah, you remember last week I gave a shout out. So for all those that were on last week or and those who were not, I gave a shout out to some special women in my life. And Regina, you were one of them. But one of my goals right
I
now
can't
is
tell.
mm, I ain't even gonna say no. But one of my one of my goals now is to make sure that I tell women that I appreciate them and that I tell women that I love them and women are able to accept
Mhm.
being told I love you from another woman. You know, so that's where I'm at now. And I think that ties right into what we're talking about, the word of the day. I know we're talking about inspection, and I know you'll be speaking from the car standpoint, but the word inspection, as I thought about it, I put self in front of it.
Hmm.
Who you typing? Y'all see Regina?
I'm
Y'all
trying to
see?
share.
She's
Okay.
sharing.
I'm
She
trying to share our video. Okay.
share like so self inspection. And when I thought about inspection as a therapist, it really is emotional awareness.
Mm-hmm.
It begins with looking inward and assessing your emotions and
Mm-hmm.
behaviors without judgment. And I thought about that. Like,
Let's
listen,
get a repeat. Say that again.
it's emotional awareness
Mm-hmm.
begins with looking inward and
Mm-hmm.
assessing your emotions and behaviors without judgment. And so that's really checking your emotional thermostat.
So you're checking yourself before you're inspecting yourself basically before you try to inspect somebody else,
Well, yeah, you're doing
right?
that, but you're also looking inward. Like, what is going on with me? Why did I
Self-evaluation.
self-evaluation?
Mm-hmm.
Why did I respond like that? Why am I feeling like this? Why did this trigger me? What has happened
Mm-hmm.
that causes me to be in this space right now? So it's being really aware of your emotions and your beliefs. Sometimes you need people that you talk to tell you, you know, so that you can say things out loud so they can tell you, Regina, that didn't sound right. Or let's think about that. Let's talk about that. And so at that time, you're listening to yourself, you're saying things out loud. And if you need to restructure that thought process, you can.
My fingernail polish matches your shirt.
You see how we on podcast, and you see how she just
My fingernail
deviates so
polish
quick.
matches.
She just wanted to match me this morning.
Yeah, it did.
So,
You knew I took a picture of my nail polish and said, "Hey,
wear this color.
what can you wear to match this my nail polish?"
Yeah, how much
And
you
wore
paying?
shirt.
Yeah, so now that I did it, how much you paying?
Well, I gotta be
So,
about money.
listen, it costs to be a boss. Listen, so self inspection. So now we're talking about inspection. So from the car standpoint, when you talk about inspection, what does that look like?
So that looks like, um, what I want people to know is when you're looking to buy a used car, you have to have the right questions.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're buying a new car or a used car or a car from a for sale by owner,
Was
you
this how
have
you
to
was
be.
acting in the Tubi video? Well, you know, y'all know Regina was just
We-
in a Tubi movie. So is this the explanation you were sharing in the Tubi movie? Because she
I just
played
had quick
herself,
parts.
y'all.
I had to just quick. I just had something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to them.
Rose Spit and Demar Baez.
Yeah,
Shout out to y'all
them.
this
Yeah.
morning.
But anyway, so one of the questions you want to ask is how many miles does a car have on it? And a lot of people don't think, okay, so if you see a car with high mileage on it, know that that's highway miles.
Mm.
Most of the time, that car if that same year that car that you're buying, you have less miles on it, maybe that person did a lot of traveling on highway miles. And that they did a lot of traveling on highway miles, that means they just kept flowing.
Mm-hmm.
When you have city miles, round the way miles, round the town,
Mm-hmm.
stop and go, stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. And sometimes it's more beneficial to have that car just going on the highway miles.
Oh, so you know what? That's good. So,
Yeah.
you know, how do you find out the lifeline of a car? Like how long a car literally should last on the engine?
I mean, you don't.
You don't, right?
You
So when
don't.
you're
I
talking
mean,
about miles, because if you see cars with 100,000+ miles on it, most people be like, that car got too many miles. But if it's highway driving, it's some states you can drive to, and you can get thousands of miles just for driving to one state, from one state to the other state.
I think it goes to the next question is when you think about the miles on the vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
you ask that question if it's a for sale by owner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who actually drove this car?
Yeah.
Did 2 people drive this car? Did 3 people drive this car? Were you the only person? Because you can have one owner, but maybe the dad drove the car, the parent drove the car,
Mm-hmm.
and then or the mom or the dad, and then the kid drove the car.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They passed it down. So here you got 2 people and one owner.
Mm-hmm.
And more than likely, that kid didn't take care of that vehicle
Mm-hmm.
like the parent did.
Yeah.
So when you look at highway miles, low miles, high miles, also you got to look at how many drivers. That's important. How many people drove the car? Now, if you go into a dealership, you're not going to know because you're not going to be able to have access to that particular person that actually sold that car.
Mm-hmm.
I think
So let me ask you. Now they have all these wonderful things like CarMax and things like that to determine like what actually happened to the car, how many miles in the car,
Carfax.
things. Carfax.
Okay.
Okay, y'all said Max.
Yeah.
So with Carfax, you are able to have more information about the vehicle now, right?
So yeah, so with Carfax, it's called Carfax or Auto Check. So dealerships have access to this on all their used cars. Is that it tells you when the person actually took ownership of the car, whether when the car was sold, and then if they get any work done, that's actually reported to the Carfax. So that's very important that you understand that you can have access to that, whether it is at the dealership level or if you're going to for sale by owner, you just have to pay for the Carfax.
Okay.
But that information is important because I remember when I got in the business many years ago, right?
I didn't
Well,
think
we
that
didn't have
many
that.
was gonna stop. I didn't think that
Oh,
many
you're
was-
wrong. So we didn't have access to know who actually, what I mean, we knew when you trade the car in, just the title was there, and you know that person's name, but you don't know 'em, but you don't know like when they got their, when they registered their car, when they got their oil change. If they got in an accident, you didn't know. Back then it was the service records. Did you keep all your service records on the car? Now, the great thing about right now, what I think people should do, especially if they're for sale by owner, is to make sure that they have those service records. All the work, whether you got the brakes done, if you needed to get something fixed with the engine or the transmission, or just taking care of your vehicle. That's important. To me, if you have a car wash membership, or if you don't, if you get your car washed once a week and you vacuum out your car, that's taking care of your car.
That is. That is.
That goes a long way.
Yeah.
A long way.
That's good for inspection. I can go a whole route with that with mental health. So that's good.
So well, you can the great thing I love about you is that you can always, whatever we talk about, you're able to put what you do, what you live and breathe and sleep, and you do it regard. You can be able to turn that into conversations.
Oh yeah.
And that's one thing what I learned about you, because when we first doing the pod, when we started doing the pod, not the radio, but the pod, you taught me how to transition to be able to put cars into whatever situation with a word that we use, a word of the day or word of the week. So I'm gonna pat you on the back.
I'll take my pat this morning. Hey. Yay. No, that's
Okay.
good. So I know you got another tip for us.
So one more is the body and how's the body and the interior of the car.
Ooh, that's a good
It's just like when you take care of your body. It's the
Yeah.
outside, right?
Yeah. And the inside.
Right. So the body of your car is the outside. How do you take care of it? Do you take care of it like you take care of your body?
Yeah.
You
Do
know.
you wash it?
Yeah. Do you wash it? Because you wash it. Hopefully you take a shower every day.
Yeah,
Hopefully you brush your teeth every day.
Hopefully,
right?
yeah.
Because that's the outside.
Yeah.
Hopefully you change inside. Hopefully you change your underwear every day. That's
Yeah.
inside.
But check
So
this out though. Like when you talk about inside of vehicles, I know a lot of people who they really don't clean their vehicle out.
they nasty.
They
Y'all
got-
nasty.
Listen, here
Y'all
these are.
nasty.
Don't talk about these
Nasty
folks.
girl.
But my
Nasty
whole
girl.
point is saying that is that the same thing on the inside of you. You have to, eliminate some things. You have to get rid of some things, and sometimes what's inside of us manifests on the outside. So
True,
that
true,
matters.
true.
It matters what you allow to go inside of you.
Or what you see on the outside of your car is what you have on the inside of your car. So maybe you smoked in your car.
Yeah.
If you're a smoker, listen, I'm just gonna tell you this. All these years in the business, if you're a smoker and you look to get rid of your car and you want to sell your car and you want to have value in your car, smoke outside your car.
Yeah.
Smoke outside your car. Do it.
Good.
Get out, smoke outside. Smoke before you get in your car, and then keep you some perfume or some cologne on you,
Well,
so
they
that
got
when you
stuff
do,
you can spray in your car
right.
now.
Well, but you can do that. But when you actually are a smoker, that scent stays in your car.
Yeah, it gets in
It
the
does not.
fabric.
It manifests in your seat,
Yeah.
in your interior.
Mhm.
So when you're a smoker, it's hard to get it out.
So-
And people don't like to buy cars sometimes if they realize you're a smoker.
That's true.
And that hurts the sale of your car. So don't think when you trade your car in, you don't get the bump. We're thinking like, oh, you're a smoker? You're getting a bump on that, even though you're getting a hit, not a bump. You're getting a hit. Even if you don't think you're getting a hit if you're a smoker.
That's good information to
Yeah.
know. So
Stop
listeners and
smoking, Dr.
viewers,
T.
I don't smoke. You know, I smoked
Stop
cigarettes
smoking, Doctor.
for
Stop
18
smoking,
years, but
Santi. Stop
I
smoking.
haven't smoked
You
as
quit.
much as I haven't smoked cigarettes, boy, about 20 years. But you know what? I'm glad that you said that. And for those that are listening,
Stop
and
smoking
for all
blunts.
of you guys,
Stop smoking
I
blunts.
don't smoke marijuana or blunts. For all that are listening, Regina, the Queen of Carlones, is doing a conference soon, so you'll be able to be in the room with the Queen along with some other fantastic people, and she'll share more information.
December 13th. December 13th. Be in the house.
Yeah,
So we're
so
working on some stuff to get some stuff up and going with it. Yeah, we
yeah,
are.
I'm excited. So we're gonna take a quick break, and we're coming back with our guest Tamika Patterson,
All the
licensed.
way out of where?
She's out of Chicago, Illinois,
In the
y'all.
house.
We
She's
got her in
looking
the house. I'm
hot.
excited to have her on. So the next person you'll see on with us is Tamika Patterson after this quick break. Master Baker Sierra Crudup, owner of Delicious Sweets Bake Shop and Craven Cookies, located at 203 South Washington Street in Saginaw, Michigan, inside of the SVRC Marketplace. If you're looking for delicious sweets, this is the place to stop in. They specialize in homemade desserts and one-of-a-kind custom cakes. They can be reached at 248-836-8080 or dsibakeshop.com.
Hey, Metro Detroit, it's me, Tune Up Man, along with Joe Longhammer and Regina, the Queen of Carlones, at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet in Waterford.
If I'm looking for a new car and I have $500, Regina, what can you do for me?
I'll take your $500 and turn it into $1,000.
But there's a catch, right?
That's right. I can only handle 25 of these deals each month.
Hurry before those 25 deals are gone.
Call or text 248-266-9875. I'll get you approved.
And we are back, and we have joining us today Miss Tamika Patterson. Miss Tamika Patterson is a licensed social worker, and she's out of Chicago, Illinois. Good morning, Tamika.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, good morning. So, for listeners, Tamika has over 14 years of dedicated service in the field of social work. She brings both heart and expertise to every space she serves in. And I know personally how she does that. I've seen her do presentations, and she does come in with expertise, and you can hear her heart even as she speaks. So as a licensed and compassionate professional, Tamika has built her career on advocacy, empowerment, and holistic care for individuals and families navigating complex challenges. Her work spans comprehensive case management, adult education, domestic violence intervention, transitional housing, and therapeutic counseling. Each experience deepening her commitment to walk alongside those seeking stability and hope. So y'all know I really appreciate another fellow person who is trying to pour into individuals and especially helping them to get stabilized. She has guided pregnant and parenting teens. She's mentored emerging social workers, and she's strengthened community support systems as a professional development trainer for early Head Start and Head Start families, service workers, and home visitors. Now that's a tough job. If you all know anything about home visitation and Head Start, and her leadership experience expands into program development and design, where she has played a vital role in advancing initiatives that improve service delivery and build organizational capacity across social work systems. And I personally get to see this even in the program that I work in, the Pathway of Hope with Salvation Army. Tamika is grounded in empathy and authenticity. She is passionate about amplifying the voices of those who often feel unheard. She believes that every person's journey is unique and that pausing, pivoting, or beginning again isn't failure, but an important part of growth and healing. So, Tamika, this is an impressive bio, and I absolutely love how you use the pausing, pivoting, the pausing and pivoting, and I actually heard you present on pausing and pivoting. So, good morning again. We're so happy to have you on. So let's just jump right in. We got some talking points here, but I just want to jump right into. We heard about who you are. We heard about some of the things you do, but let's kind of jump in. Like, what's your number one thing that you are passionate about when it comes to doing the field of social work?
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, thank you ladies for having me on your podcast. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Um, the thing that I'm most passionate about is, I'll say, tapping into when people allow you into their space to support them,
Absolutely.
whether it's those who are coming to receive services and or those who are working in the field who are seeking support, guidance and mentorship. So that's what I'm most passionate about, being able to be of service,
Mhm.
and tap in where I'm invited and welcomed and wanted and needed.
Yeah, but Tamika, we got a topic here. One of the talking points about being a caregiver, which is not a topic that we've heard recently. People talk about caregiving, but you have some insight and experience with that, and I just want to talk about how do you navigate in a situation that you weren't necessarily wanting to be in, but got placed in, especially as being a caregiver, because many of us, we are caregivers by proxy. If our parents get older or something happened to them, we have to take care of them. We have to make decisions for them. And I know, Regina, you can tap in even to this,
Oh,
being
I can.
able. Yes, because I've seen you walk through this, when you're there by proxy, like you don't have a choice. So let's kind of get into that, being a caregiver for a parent and that impact. What does that really look like?
Oh my goodness, you hit it on the nail. For me, stepping in the role of being a caregiver for my father, but the plot twist in that was a father who didn't
Wow,
Father that didn't what?
raise.
raise me.
Oh, okay.
So he was an absent father. I always knew my dad,
Mhm,
my parents were married when I was younger, but life be
mhm,
life, and choices are made in the process, right? So
mhm,
in that, my mom was our provider. She was the one step forward. She was our everything.
mhm,
And our father made some choices in his life that took him a different route. However, I'll say some years back, over six, no, it was like maybe 10 years ago. I don't know.
mhm,
He had a stroke, and my brother and I decided that we'll go get him. And he lived with me for like 6 years. But in
wow,
that 6 years, he got healthy. All of those good things went back to Mississippi to care for his mom.
mhm,
And with the passing of his mom, which was some years later, it just, when she passed, grief took a strong hold on him, along with various choices he made for his life, right? In
mhm,
the process, and it's two sets of us. I have another brother and sister who has a different mom, and my brother and myself with my parents, right? So my brother who lives here in Chicago, we were just trying to get our dad to come up just so he could get some care, get independent, all of this good stuff. But when he decided to come, it was unexpected, and the reality of how sick he was.
wow,
And just trying to get him into we were trying to get him into a nursing home, all those great things. A lot of things happened along the way. Then before you know it, he was on my doorstep,
wow.
literally, because he was in rehab, and they was like, he got to go. As we trying to figure out somewhere for him to go. So it made a year in September since the passing of my father, but him being here was and having to take on that responsibility, by myself was a lie.
Yeah. So
You
I
know,
knew Regina was gonna say something. She was trying to trap in.
So how did that make you feel that your father was not there and your mom raised you, and then all of a sudden you took over? I mean, you and your brother took over. Did that make you feel some type of way where you actually, he was never there? For what I'm hearing from you, he was never there, and all
no,
of a sudden now you and your brother are stepping in, and he has
Mhm,
another set of children, but
uh-huh.
you guys are basically taking in like he's been there your whole life.
mm,
Yeah. So, I give glory to God in that because,
amen.
as you navigate systems, as a kid, it's impactful because, like I said, he didn't raise us, but we knew him, we talked to him or whatever. And my dad was one of those people who'd be like, I'm coming. You looking at that door and he don't show up.
Wow.
So, you know,
Like the
those
kid
empty,
in the window waiting.
so those empty promises. And his favorite quote to this day, we joke about, he always said, we gonna get it together.
We gonna get it together.
We gonna get it together. We still ain't get it together. But anyway, so you know, you feel rejection, isolated, you feel abandoned, and those emotions you carry along with you, but you don't realize that I didn't have an aha moment until, you know, in my adult life. As a kid, of course, I felt things and um all of those things. And my mom did her best to just try to shelter that and fill those voids the best way she knew how, you know. Um
So basically, it followed you into your
Oh,
adulthood, right? And then
yeah.
also, did you think it followed you into a lot of things that you know, what you do now? Do you think that has a lot that trauma? Because that's trauma. The mom not there, dad, and then all of a sudden you caring for him. That's a lot. That
It
and
is
he
a
showed
lot.
up on your doorstep because I know about that because when the facilities that care for you, the nursing homes or the rehabs, right? When they put you out, you got to go somewhere. They want you out. And they don't care about what you say. If they feel they need to, it's time for them to go home. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was,
Especially if they don't fit the bill to stay.
Right.
yes.
If they are not considered long term and they can't stay.
And insurance. Let's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's not leave out if you don't have the proper insurance.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna say, I don't know if that particularly led me to my path of social work. I give credit to my late grandmother on my mother's side, my maternal grandmother, because she was a woman who showed me what safe space was. She
Mhm.
allowed me to be as inquisitive as I chose to be.
Mhm.
And you know, she was one without judgment. And so what I saw in her and what she fed into me, I think really opened the door in such a way. However, going through the process, those traumatic things pop up. You
Yeah.
know, I still,
Yeah.
yeah, I still
Yeah.
have a journal from a class I took, and we had to write about some things, and I'm like, wow. And when after I wrote it for class, I was like, I didn't even realize this was still here.
Mm.
Yeah. And
Now,
even as a social worker, the word of the day was inspection. You yourself have to do some internal work too to make sure you're presenting as your best self. And one of the things I was going to ask you is how do you work through your own emotions as a social worker when you're being triggered by something somebody else may be going through? Because if we are honest, we do have triggers, we do have residue, we do have things that we have to work out, and healing is gradual. It happens daily. Most people think that you boom, you wake up, you're healed, and that's not it.
Well,
You
healing
have
is your
to
whole
work.
life, though. You
Yeah,
think about
yeah,
it.
it's
It's your entire
all,
life,
all
whether you
your
want
life.
to
You're gonna
realize
have
it
to
or
heal
not.
from something. You're
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
right. And I just wanted to ask that question because I know Bishop Mark Sharona, he said last night, he said a lot of the things that we're going through even today, some of this stuff, it happens. Our parents was trying to work it out. They couldn't, and it passed on to us. So now we ourselves have to work it
Facts.
out because
Facts.
that unfinished business that they were dealing with transferred over to us. And in order for us not to have unfinished business, we got to do some work.
Because your parents didn't close it. That's the problem. Let's just talk
They
about our
couldn't.
parents. Our
Our
parents
parents,
didn't know how.
they didn't know
They
how.
didn't, most of them didn't believe in therapy.
Oh,
Well,
never.
and then, okay, maybe they checked, maybe because they didn't believe in therapy because when they divorced, my parents, they got married, divorced, got married, divorced again. You know what I mean? So they go through that because they don't go to counseling. Or back in the day, the judge would say, "Do you want to see somebody?" But it wasn't like that. It wasn't like you have this option. You know what I mean? You got an option, but instead of putting it in place, but they give them. I think what back in the day they gave parents like they had so many days, right? I think they had so many days to actually for the divorce was final, right? Because to try to work things out.
So they was trying to see if they can reconcile.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the word. Yes. So they
Yeah.
gave them that.
Yeah,
But-
but see, also we got to understand that our parents, they operated in the capacity in which they had.
yeah.
That was their age. That was that area that they grew up in, and they did the best they knew how to do.
And
But it's
sometimes
tough for
parents
us.
hid stuff though. Parents hid stuff.
Of course,
A lot.
Hid.
we hide stuff.
You know what you
We
know what?
hide
I'm
stuff.
at the point now is why we hiding it. You know what I mean? Why Oh
But
yeah.
I feel like
Oh
it's
yeah.
everything.
Why? What
Right.
up, family?
Everything
What's up, Auntie Jennifer Dooley? I'm sorry to get that in there. She's
is.
good morning. What's up, family?
I don't feel like everything is for everybody at
Mm,
every time,
mm,
But then when we
absolutely.
talk about therapy, I do think it's capacity, right?
Yeah.
And then when the history of therapy in relation to our people, we were
Yeah.
experienced. So it carried on for us to feel that
Hmm.
it's for crazy people because they put us in psychiatric wards.
Absolutely.
It
And
was a difference in how we were treated versus them. So I
mhm.
think that generational type of impact carries. But now we have the generations who are speaking about it, right? And for me, going back to your question,
Oh,
Teresa,
wait, Meek, real quick. Let me tell them this. So, if you want to call and talk to Tamika and talk to us, please dial in now 248-905-1128. You can also share your comments, and we're looking forward to you calling. Guess what? We are giving away lunch today, but we need a new caller. So, for all our listeners and watchers, for those of you who have called all the time, we're asking other people to call in today. We thank our listeners for watching. We love you so much. So, Mika, to answer my question, let's get back there.
um, when you talk about how do I care for myself, I've been in
Yeah.
therapy for over 2 years.
Come on. Shout
I'm not
out.
ashamed to say that. I've tried it in the past, but it didn't work. Me and
Hmm.
the connection with the therapist. I always tell people finding a therapist is like courting someone.
Oh,
So you have to
absolutely.
find a good match for you. The first may not be good, nor the second, but the third may be right on point, right?
Yeah.
So, and for me, I just like to what I will do if things are really hard.
Mhm.
Sometimes I may process it with my therapist,
Come on.
um, or if it's my personal stuff with some friends, But it makes me think about that self inspection.
Hmm.
I have wrote that down when you were speaking about it, and
Hmm.
I'm like, oh my God, that was like my prayer over 7 years ago. I was like, God, show me in all situations. Put my
Yeah.
blinders on. Allow me to see how I show up, how I don't show up.
Yeah. That's
What I'm saying
good.
and what I'm not saying.
Mm.
And how I respond and how I'm not responding. And boy,
Mhm.
oh boy, I want to say these last couple years is when the floodgates truly opened.
Listen.
Mm. The floodgates opened up, but they were waiting to open up many years ago. You
Listen.
just didn't open them up. It's funny you talk about keeping a journal. You kept a journal for a class and you went back and you looked at some things because people don't know. You should know. It's very important. And I'm learning this now is that when you're feeling a certain way of some great things, it could be good, it could be bad, but some things are going on. You need to put it on paper.
That's
You
true.
need to be. We just talked about this morning. I just joked about like a life coloring book over there. That's probably not even a coloring book. Is that a coloring book? Okay.
It's a
It's
magazine.
a magazine, and so I said I need a coloring book. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I mean because you want to get your frustrations out. You want to be able to have some type of enjoyment, right?
Hmm.
So let me just say this: we want people to call in. I know we talked about not the same first caller in, but we want some interaction this morning.
Yeah. Call in. Let's talk
So
to Tamika.
yeah, give us a call this morning 248-905-1128, and you can be the same caller. You can be the same caller. Maybe not say you can be the same caller. You just Clarissa Payne, my sister, just can't call in today.
And Auntie Jennifer.
And Auntie Jennifer can call in. Auntie
Y'all can
Jennifer, we
call
just can't
in.
do
Y'all
you
can
no
call
lunch
in and
today. We
talk to.
gotta,
Let's talk to Mika.
yeah.
So Mika, I'm glad you talked about the inspection, and you know what, we have something on the list right here, finding you in the second phase of life. Let's
Mm.
talk about that because I feel like I'm in my second phase of life. Once you hit over the 50 mark, I feel like I'm in the second phase, and I've been setting boundaries and I've been sticking to them. I've been doing some things. So let's talk
Not
about
answering
where
the
you.
phone at a certain time, not answering texts. It could
Listen.
be emergency 911.
You know what? I am learning to prioritize me in this space. Oh, Esther Lewis said, "Good morning. I agree. Now I don't believe in therapy until I met and saw Dr. Moore at work." Oh, thank you, thank you, our boy Esther.
Aww.
She said, "I agree." She didn't believe in therapy, and you know what?
Oh, we got
I,
a caller.
well, we got a caller. Okay, caller. Who's on the line with us? I can't. This is who? Trustee Julie.
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 That's Auntie.
I can't hear. Can you hear?
Uh-huh.
I can't hear.
Is she? We can't.
I can't hear something.
Well, we can hear in the studio. We just can't hear.
Yeah, I
in
can't
the-
hear on the
on
thing.
yeah, on Facebook.
All right. Trustee Julie, can you hear Tamika?
I can't hear.
Okay.
No.
She hung up. Okay.
Okay,
she
maybe
may
she'll call right back.
Call back
Auntie.
in.
Trustee Julie.
Yeah, Envoy Esther, call in today. Let's talk to Tamika. So, Tamika, let's talk about finding you in the second phase of life. Like, what does that look like, and what did you mean when you put that point?
Oh my goodness. So,
Oh, I can't.
can
Uh-oh.
you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, for me, for a while, I was kind of like dazed and confused when I come home. Like when I'm outside the home, I'm fine. But in the house, I just kind of felt like not the best, right? And then I had joined this book club with Black women, and it was so awesome. And what we were talking about, like trauma, like Black Girls Breathe, and there was this book.
It's
And then,
about Black Girls Breathe.
yes,
Wow. Okay.
it's a great book, and like just talking about different components in that.
Mhm.
And when we had our last session and we met in person, I had an epiphany. And I think, just that revelation.
Okay.
And it was,
Hold on 1 second. Our caller is called back. Good morning.
Good morning.
Is
Good morning.
this Trustee Dooley?
Yes.
Good morning. You're on
Good morning.
with us, and then we have Tamika right out of Chicago.
Hi, Tamika from Chicago.
hi.
Hi. I wanted to say about the journaling.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to do the journaling because the Bible says, write the vision
Mm-hmm.
and make it plain.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the other thing about journaling for me is I can look back and see those promises that have been fulfilled or those purposes that I have met, those goals. So that's encouraging. And then that also lays the foundation for people wanting to write a book.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a good thing.
So Tamika, I know that's one of your points. So Trustee Dooley, she is actually going to be releasing a book soon. And so you want to speak to that, Tamika?
Well, I have to finish writing it. But it's been in process for some years, but you just kind of feel the push to do, but I think it's all about God's timing.
Mm-hmm.
It took me to go through some things to kind of really tap into that. So my goal is for next year to really focus, because I hadn't written for a couple years because life just been lifing.
Mm-hmm.
And so now getting back in space so I can tap into that part. And it's amazing. I got the blueprint, the outline. I just have to fill it in, but I think it's all purposeful and timing.
So I got a question to the caller. Trustee Dooley, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
When did you actually start journaling, and are you still journaling to this day?
I started journaling probably periodically, maybe a couple years ago. So I don't journal every day, but I think I find myself when I'm going through different situations or phases, I tend to jot things down so I can look back and reflect on how I handled it. What did I learn,
Mm-hmm.
and what could I do better? And then it also shares for what I believe God is calling me into. It's going to be a ministry to speak to women,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll be able to reflect back on some things. So I think it's really just for me to be able to look back and encourage myself. Sometimes life will, as she said, be lifing.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go back and say, if he did it once, he'll do it again.
Come on.
Yes.
He'll bring you out.
Come on
So
now.
it's more of a encouragement tool I'm trying to put together for women, because we go through just a plethora of situations, good, bad, indifferent.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something for everybody
Yeah.
in a phase of life. We were just talking the other day about how we were looking at the homes, and we were saying how the Hispanic community has come together, and they're making these houses beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And my niece said, well, I wish black people, we work together. I said, well, it dates back to when our parents were in the house, and if they had to have aid, the dad had to get out of the house.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
we
Yep.
were taught separatism,
Yeah.
Yep.
and people don't even know the foundation of why we don't work together.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
So
so good that you shared that with her because there's a lot of people that do not know the history behind that. And that
Nope.
is such good information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
so just be encouraged and keep writing. Everybody keep writing so you can, if nothing else, every time God gives you a promise or you have one of those witty ideas, write it down so you can see, did it come to pass?
Yes.
Man, that's
Yeah.
good. Thank you so much, Trustee Dooley. That was so good. The
And I do
therapist
get
in
my
me.
lunch because I didn't call for the ice cream.
See? And
That's right.
and
That's
Regina
right.
better make sure you get it.
Oh, and also I want to say I had a wonderful time. I would not have known it if you guys had not advertised it. I went over to Wild About Jesus on Friday
Yes.
That's
Wasn't
night
it
right.
with
We
good?
just,
Dr.
yeah.
Pladger.
Yes.
It was a wonderful, wonderful time at that women's fellowship. So I look forward. I thank you guys. I want to encourage the two of you too. I see the numbers are small, but God will give the increase.
Won't he do
Yes,
it?
he will.
Won't he
Yes,
do it?
more
Yes,
and
he
more.
will.
Just stay with it. I'm coming back. I have some stuff to share about that school board. I need people to join in with me. I'm going to figure out how to get a legal petition going because we have to force the school board to do an audit,
Okay.
a forensic audit.
Well, we definitely are going to be calling you. Thank you so much for calling in, and we will be in touch soon to get you back in the pod with us.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a
You know,
great day.
happy Saturday. Man, that was good. So, Mika, I got a
Mm-hmm.
last question. Creating space for women in transition.
Mm-hmm.
So, you talked about the book club and you talked about the book Black Girls Breathe, and you talked about how this space helped you. What are you doing to create spaces for women who are in transition?
So what I've done in the past, I did create a support group for those caring for their loved ones, their parents. I had that. And as I talk to individuals and different things like that, I'm working on putting space together for women of my age,
Come
50 or
on.
older,
Yes.
and who's just dealing with life transitions. And let's talk it through. Let's be a community of support. We all need community and or to extend our communities. So just looking into and just asking God to lead me in that path, like help me create that, if that's what that's supposed to be,
Who
but it's
is
on my
your support? Who is
who is my
your
support?
support? Yes.
My support, I am so blessed. I have like family, I have friends. I really lean on my elders to kind of pour into me where I can have I can ask those candid questions, like, because sometimes I'm like, I don't even know. So to have people I can lean into who has experienced life in a whole nother way and just in a whole nother phase of their life. So, and just those who have common issues, like my friends, we could talk about things. So
This is so good. So Mika, are you currently seeing clients? Do you have openings for clients? I know you were in that setting at one time. Are you seeing clients at this time?
not right now,
Not
no.
right now.
I step
So
back.
listen, y'all look out, listen out for her name. Listen out for some of the stuff she's doing, and I'll share it here on the pod if it's some things that she's doing virtual. It's been a pleasure having you in the pod today. I thank you for the things that you shared, the nuggets you dropped, and also just for being who you are. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
Why? Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Thanks
you.
for being
Thank
on
you.
with us.
Yeah, you are welcome, and I will look forward to working with you soon.
Yes. And I'll
Okay.
share that information.
Okay. See you next time. Next week for
Toodles.
sure. On
Yes.
that.
Bye-bye.
Okay. See you later. Man, so that was good. So Regina, as we think about inspection, it goes back to what you were talking about earlier. I know you were talking about inspection with the cars and you gave some great points. And I love how we were able to just incorporate that even when Dooley got on, she kind of talked about journaling. And that's an inspection too, because you're really inspecting the emotions that's inside of you and allowing them to be put on paper, and you can go back and really inspect where you were at that time. Like if you were in a deep space or a different space. Why are you laughing at me?
Cause you,
Why are you laughing at me? Y'all, you see,
cause you be having paragraphs when you talk.
because I can't help
Cause you
it.
therapist. She be having paragraphs.
That's not a
Yes.
paragraph. Okay, well let me
I love
alley
you,
oop
though.
it to you.
No, I
Where you
love
at?
you,
Where
though.
you at with it?
No, go
Where you
ahead.
at? No,
I love
where you at with
Cause
it?
you be you. Go
No,
ahead.
no.
I just had to say something smart. That was
You know
me.
what? She don't have. This is
Look.
what I have to go through in the pop. So, listen. Back to. So for all those that are listening, if you didn't know that Regina, the Queen of Carlones, was a comedian, you know it now.
I'm going on tour with
She needs
Tiffany
to go.
Haddish.
Look,
No,
just, Trusty Doody, listen. I mean, she in here fooling. So okay, let's get where we go at. We got
so we do
upcoming
have our
events.
community events. What's going on? Can we get our first community event on the screen, please?
Yes, so we got some community events. Oh, look at here.
So coming up September, October 17th, 18th, I can't read that. One Harlem Night is a musical theater. It's going on at, what's the day?
Today is the 18th.
Okay,
So it's going
so,
on today.
Yesterday and today,
Mhm.
at the where is it at?
Music hall.
The music hall. You got Poosh Hall. I don't know all these people names,
So
but
Pooch Hall, you got Layman
wait,
Rucker.
hold on. Layman Rucker used to be on Empire, right?
Yes.
Dana, what's his name? I can't even see that.
That says Daria Henson.
Wow. Darren Henson is currently on, what's the show?
Darren Henson.
He is on, he's on a streaming platform.
Yeah, he is.
And
Jamal
Jamal
Willard.
Woodland was on the game.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Woodard? No.
Wait, it's
His name
Willard.
had the same last name.
Willard.
It-
It's the L.
But on the radio 2 days ago, when they were on, this guy said Woodard and not Woodland. He did. And I'm like, no, his last name, you know the same last name. Anyway, the next person is Avery Wilson. Avery Wilson also is on a couple streaming networks. Christopher Williams. Everybody know Christopher Williams, right? The singer. Can you say one of his songs?
Mm-mm.
Okay, you're very rude this morning.
Mm-mm.
And Michael, what is Michael's last name?
Collier.
You're
Collier.
probably saying that wrong.
Collyar. Collier.
But this one Harlem night, the 17th, 18th was yesterday. If you didn't get down there yesterday, you can get down there today. Also, Kimmy
Listen,
Horn.
These some phenomenal persons at the bottom. Kimmy Horn.
Wait a minute. I got that.
Okay.
Because Kimmy Horn, I've been in the house with Kimmy Horn a couple times.
Me too.
So Kimmy Horn is a phenomenal, exceptional singer.
Mm-hmm.
She's in the house. I love the fact that they do local people. They get local singers or local talent to be in the plays or events that they have or concerts. Also, you have, I don't know who that is.
Courtney Nunu Thurman.
Is
She
she
the
from
bomb
here?
as well.
Is she
Yes,
from
she
here?
is. Yes, she is.
She's from Michigan?
She is,
Okay.
yes. And then Alexander Zonchik, he is definitely from Michigan. He is one of the greatest in jazz. So you have some phenomenal people on the screen. All right, Big James Entertainment LLC and Black Lake Entertainment LLC presents the live music, the Black Lake Band Jam Session. Musicians, singers, and poets. This is the 18th of October at 9:00 p.m. That's today, y'all. That's at 1440 Franklin Street, downtown Detroit. I'm not exactly sure how tickets are purchased, but if you look this up, you'll be able to
I
find
think
it.
it's free entry. At the bottom it says free entry.
I don't see anything at the bottom, but Regina's saying it's free entry, so
And if it
yeah.
ain't, just pay at the door. Next. Pontiac Public Library, happy Halloween. Notice this is in English and I think,
Yeah.
no, English and Spanish, I think.
Feliz Navidad.
Yeah, so trick or treat
Trunk or
provided.
treat.
Trunk or treat provided by, I can't read that name at the bottom there, but come join us for fun, food, haunted house, courtesy of MDHHS and the Pontiac Library. It is October 21st from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Honey House, 6 p.m. Well, I said it's, well, no, Honey House, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. All participants must be 12 years of age and under and must be accompanied by an adult. So if you are 15 or 16 years old and you are looking to go trick-or-treating,
Yeah,
this
so
is for
you
12
and
and
under.
under. And then the other side, it says 13 age and older would not be permitted into the haunted house. In other words, you old folks that trying to get in the haunted house, y'all not gonna be able to get in there. It's not for you.
All right, the River presents Shepherd's Day. This is my very own pastor, Bishop
Your fine
Marlon
pastor.
J. Reed.
Your fine
Bishop
pastor.
Marlon J. Reed.
Your fine
Thank you for
pastor.
thinking that my pastor is attractive. This is happening on Sunday, October 26th at 12 noon. We are honoring our pastor on this day. The address is 17235 Middle Belt Road in Livonia, Michigan. Our service starts at 12 noon. Come and join us.
And we just had a connection problem. We're almost done anyway. We're done anyway, basically.
The screen black.
Yeah, it
The
did.
screen's black.
Hope we don't know whether we live or not, but
So we live,
Oh,
y'all.
we are
Y'all-
still?
So you can see us. So we thank y'all for all of our listeners. We want to shout you out today, our listeners, our viewers, those of you who do the playback. We thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. We appreciate you getting up early with us. And we're so thankful that you spend your time with us on Being a Driver's Seat. We don't take it lightly. And also, we want you to know that we appreciate your participation. Those of you who call in, those of you who have won in the past, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. We're excited about the new things that we have coming up in store. On next Saturday, we are going to be at Picasso's downtown, the new art exhibit space, and we're gonna have mayoral candidates. Who we having on, Regina?
Kermit Moore, mayor candidate, and then
Oh,
we're
is
gonna
Kermit
have-
last name Moore?
Oh wow, that's
I didn't know Kermit. What's up, cousin Moore? What's up, Kermit Moore? No.
Kermit Williams. I did just let that flow, didn't I?
Yeah, because you ain't paying attention.
I was listening.
So we got our mayoral candidates for the city of Pontiac, which will be in the studio together. We're going to be at Picasso's downtown Pontiac. Am I saying that right? Picasso, yeah. And that is going to be at our regular showtime. We have both mayoral candidates, Kermit Williams, and we have Mike McGinnis. So please tune in. You can call in and ask questions. If there's a burning question that you want me to ask or Regina to ask, you definitely can inbox us and we will ask it. This will be a great debate. This will be not debate, I'm sorry, let me clear that up. This will be a great conversation, and this is right before the election. And this is the start of the election day.
And it's
You
all
can
about
vote
conversation, no
early.
debating.
Yeah, it's not
Conversation.
a debate. This is all about conversation, and I am so excited to have both of these individuals in the studio together.
All right. Thank you for listening and have a great week.
Happy Saturday, everybody.
And
We
happy
love you,
Sweeties
and
Day.
ain't nothing you can do about it.
And happy
Good
Sweeties
morning,
Day.
Coretta. Good morning, everybody. We love you all. Happy Saturday and happy Sweetest Day. Do something sweet today. Love on somebody. Kiss somebody. Tell them that you love them.
Have a good week.